Okay, so somebody gave me the idea to read the Pavarotti Protocol. I don't know how long this is, and I'll put this on YouTube because I feel like it'd be too long for Tumblr. But basically, Kellis told me about this fic, and it's nasty and don't read it. I've never read it I've never read the whole thing. She just told me the premises of it. So here is me reading the Pavarotti Protocol. Please don't. I've already read the eel fic. I'm scarred for life. Kel reads the weirdest shit. So I don't know if this is going to be for my 2,000 follower milestone video, but, you know, this just gives me a nice little dare, I guess you could say. Okay, here it goes, but without me trying to laugh. Please kill me, says Kurt, nails digging into the hardwood surface of the table he's bent over. Please kill me now. Blaine doesn't think Kurt is actually suicidal, so it's okay. The other warblers watch on disinterested air, standing in a circle around the scene. Blaine decides that Kurt's lamentations are spurred from the heat of the moment and the knowledge of what's about to come to him, so it's perfectly fine. Kurt tenses up, feet going on tiptoe as if he's trying to get away as Wes digs a finger into his ass. The finger had been in Kurt's mouth before, and Blaine knows that's all the lubrication Kurt is going to get for now, or is getting for now. Wes pumps his finger in and out, and Kurt whimpers into his own arm where he's buried his face. Please, he murmurs, voice sounding broken. Wes finally works another finger in and then a third, and thrusting a couple times, announces that Kurt is now well prepared. Blaine's hands hymns Pavarotti's corpse on cue. The bird wrapped in a large condom. What? Its fingers are pressed against the rubber, its eyes closed, but the beak has nearly perforated the envelope. Oh my god. It's a lubricated condom. Wes presses the beak of the dead bird up against Kurt's entrance, and Kurt stays so still that Blaine wonders if the boy had died of shame. Not likely, he reassures himself. Oh my god. Oh my god. Wes pushes the bird inside his head, breaching Kurt's hole, and then its neck, the wider midsection of its body. And Kurt shudders, making a retching noise. His eyes are wide open, staring at nobody in particular, but it's to the left of Blaine, and Blaine can see his eyes seem bright, but definitely not all there. Kurt's definitely are not all there. Wes finally lodges the bird inside of Kurt. Its legs and tail feathers are sticking out of its hole. I'm crying. He pats Kurt's ass lightly, then pulls up his underwear for him. Blaine thinks it looks uncomfortable. No shit, it's a bird up his ass. It'll be taken out after practice, says Wes, but Blaine has a feeling Kurt isn't mentally present enough to listen. Blaine decides to make himself useful and steps forwards and grabs Kurt's hair and pulls him off the table. Kurt makes a choking sound, squeezing his eyes shut, and winces, but he remains quiet otherwise. He's standing a bit hunched, and Blaine wonders if the bird is stretching him inside. It is part of the warbler protocol. Pavarotti has been the descendant of a long line of warbler canaries, and Kurt's carelessness has cost them their mascot. Naturally, the codebook decreed that the one responsible must be punished suitably. Okay. There were other modes of punishment, but Blaine has been asked to choose, and he's picked this one. Regular public canning for a month in front of them most of the Dalton students might have been too humiliating, and branding too painful. This was also considered the most effective method. What? Kurt had been making a bedazzled coffin for the bird when Blaine had found him. One thing led to another, and he struck up a relationship with Kurt and kissed him. Yeah, that's gonna keep the boy around, fucking him with a bird. And then he explained the rules of the punishment to the boy, and he'd been met with incredulity and resistance. So they drugged him later, after he'd obviously dismissed the whole thing as a joke. It had been Blaine's job to roll the condom over the bird. He'd been watching Wes shove the drugged, incoordinated Kurt over the table. Kurt whimpered protest and then pulled down his pants. Like, this isn't rape, come on. So here they are. Kurt stands awkwardly, mouth hanging open and his face paler than Blaine has ever seen it. He's also standing gingerly on his feet, and Wes does up his pants and fastens his belt for him. "We don't have much time," says Wes, checking his watch. "I'll wash up and then we can get started." Practice goes smoothly. The song is E.T. by Katy Perry, and Blaine is sure he is personally pulling it off really well. Trent forgets his lines once. Someone else misses some steps, and Blaine is pleased to see that although Kurt is standing in place, he is singing his line. Perhaps he is mouthing them. Blaine isn't sure, but it's not that a big of a difference, he decides. Kurt's also crying, or maybe he really never stopped. Well, Blaine figures he'll check on that later. Sometimes he isn't buying dancing. He's in busy dancing, sorry. About 1.5 hours later, Wes and David call the practice sessions to a close and everyone mills out of the choir room. Kurt hasn't moved from his place, so Blaine stays until there is the only ones left behind. The moment the doors close on them, Kurt starts babbling, noise, panic, and hoarse. Get it out! Get it out! Please get it out! Get it out! Get it out! He tries to grasp Blaine's shirt, desperate fingers stiff. Blaine grabs him by the wrist and clucks his tongue. Shh, Kurt. Please get it out! Please! Kurt is shaking hard now, and Blaine can feel him practically vibrate. He is also making pain-retching sounds again. On the table, he says, and Kurt practically throws himself onto the furniture, clawing at the wooden surface for leverage. Blaine walks closer, and he can't resist smacking Kurt lightly on the ass, and Kurt wails so loud, Blaine wonders if he's going to bring people back in here. Shh, I'm going to get it out, baby. Some great boyfriend he is. He pushes Kurt onto the table on his stomach and unfastens his pants and pulls them down. There's blood in his underwear and the little Bert is still sticking out of his ass. Blaine sighs and grabs them and starts pulling. His own dick twitches a little in response. Okay, this is just creepy. Kurt yells again, but he pulls away from Blaine to speed up the process. Blaine notes that the condom has few streaks of blood on it, and Pavarotti's feathers are more crumpled up than before. He finally extricates the whole bird out of Kurt's ass, and Kurt sobs. Oh my god, I can't even read. This is just fucked up. Kurt sobs heavily, places it on the table beside him reverently. Kurt is still babbling nonsense, and his ass is right there, wide open. And Kurt and Blaine figures since they're dating now, it should be all right to have sex. Oh my god! He unbuckles his own pants, takes out his dick, and he's hard already. He strokes himself a couple times and then pushes into Kurt without warning. Kurt freezes, tensing impossibly before letting out a much louder, broken wail and then going perfectly still. That suits Blaine fine. He grabs at Kurt's shoulders, mounting him, and starts thrusting. Kurt doesn't move or talk or make any sound, lying there like a rag doll as Blaine frets away. It's fine with Blaine to realize he needs something more. He needs to see Kurt react. Oh my god. He grabs Pavarotti and pulls off the condom. The dead bird's feathers are crooked and in disarray. Blaine considers it for a moment of sympathy before holding its head to Kurt's mouth. Suck, he commands, grinding into his thrust. Kurt doesn't respond, so he pushes the bird up against Kurt's mouth. Kurt's lips are slack and his teeth are unclenched, so Blaine manages to shove the bird inside. He isn't sure if Kurt is conscious at this point, so he grabs his hair and tugs his face up a little. Do you hear me, Kurt? Kurt emits a strangled sob, satisfied that he isn't doing this to Kurt while he's incapacitated. Blaine returns to pushing the bird, oh my god, this is disturbed, into Kurt's mouth, angle it so it hits the back of his throat. Kurt gags, and Blaine pounds harder into him until he finally comes deep inside of Kurt. He pulls out his dick coated with blood, and he walks off to the bathroom to clean himself up. Oh my god. Once he's neatly tucked back into his shirt, uncrumpled, and his hair in place, he returns to find Pavarotti lying on the table, wings askew, and its feathers glazed with saliva. Kurt is dressed again, huddled up against the wall, face buried into his knees and visibly shaking. Blaine uses a box of tissues to clean up the bird as Kurt starts rocking himself against the wall. He carefully places Pavarotti in his bedazzled casket. He leaves Kurt to recover and enjoy some alone time as he carries the bird away. Oh my lord. What the hell is this shit? For one, it makes Blaine look like a rapist and a bestiality. What the hell is this shit? Oh my god. This is worse than the eel, okay? This is worse than the eel fic, okay? This is gonna scar me for the rest of my life. Poor Kurt. Oh my god. And then the word. Who the fuck comes up with this shit? This is a mess. This isn't even on the kink meme. Oh my god. I'm scarred for life. Please do not. I'm not gonna link you to this shit. Do not read the Pavarotti Protocol. It is fucked up. Oh my god. I'm gonna have nightmares.